This is Channel 4, and you know there's a studio somewhere where they can prove that who dares wins.
Time, please. Hello and welcome to Who Dares Wins, and on tonight's show, how to miss out the opening joke completely and drop someone right in it. Tony.
Taking someone by surprise by handing over to them when they least expect it is, of course, something which is best described by Phil.
Anyway, we go to after the show. Old friends or Peking or something like that. Hello and welcome to Who Dares Wins, and tonight on the show Julia Hills will be talking dirty.
Yes. Tonight I'm going to talk about dirt, filth, depravity, in a word, Rory.
Thank you, Julia. Last week we had a letter saying, "Dear Who Dares Wins, how come you've never done an item about tarring and feathering and diamond?" Well, Simon of Basildon, you're right, we haven't. But tonight we're going to rectify that. Not only will we be tarring and feathering and diamond, but we'll also be showing you how to remove one of Giles Brandreth's sweaters using only a blowtorch.
Rory, sorry. You can't say that.
Why not?
Tarring and feathering and diamond. It's a very violent mental picture. You're putting ideas into people's heads. You know, what if there's a deranged person watching?
What do you mean, if? All our viewers are...
It's not very funny, is it, if tomorrow morning you wake up and because of your joke, someone's gone out and tarred and feathered Anne Diamond? Think about it. Well?
Hang on, I'm still thinking about it.
Come on, what's the hold on?
Problems with the tarring and feathering and diamond, Quickie.
Oh, shit. Haven't those feathers turned up yet?
Listen, I'm just saying that jokes like that are irresponsible, that's all.
Come off it. You know, we did the quickie last week about castrating Rick Astley. I mean, nobody actually went out and did it, did they?
That's right.
Yeah.
And last week we did the song about sticking a bicycle pump up Pamela Armstrong's bottom to make a barrage balloon.
And nobody did that?
Oh, and we did the quickie about super gluing Paul Daniels to the side of a tube train.
Yeah. And nobody did that.
So what does that prove?
Well, it proves that our viewers are very bad at taking hints, that's all.
You wink at them, you offer them money.
You're right.
I personally just don't want to be party to anything that encourages psychotic violence, all right? Phil, what are you doing?
Just walking across short with some dynamite in my mouth.
But, Phil, sorry, isn't that rather dangerous?
No. I've seen it on telly. They do it on Tom and Jerry all the time. I mean, the worst that can happen is if it goes off, my hair will go spike and my face will go black.
I mean, I rest my case. I mean, there's a...
No, listen, Juliet, TV violence is ritualistic, right? It's a release for the spectator. It actually allows the observer to relieve their violent tendencies without actually being violent. It's like pornography. It's cathartic. It's constructive.
Oh, so is that why you disappeared to your dressing room for hours on end with those videos?
Yeah. No, Rory, that is because I'm researching my paper on pornography for New Society, as you well know.
Oh, yes, this is the one that's taken about 15 years, isn't it?
It was very painstaking work looking at films like Hot, Hard and Hungry.
I've actually seen that film.
Yeah. It's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, actually. You were good in it, I thought.
Did you think so?
The chicken.
Thank you.
I like that.
President Reagan has denied the allegation that his policies are dictated by astrology. He says he never consults astrologers, not unless they agree with what the chicken entrails say. Privatization of wheel clamps in the capital has caused a furore, and critics say the wheel clampers are indiscriminately clamping vehicles hitherto outside their jurisdiction. And now, in the Tory borough of Wandsworth, the council is running a pilot scheme which has enraged many people: the use of Iranian fundamentalist wheel clamp units. Their next plan, to introduce Libyan death squads to collect overdue library book fines. Have they gone too far? World Watch tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Look, will you stop doing that, please?
Sorry.
Look, I've specifically asked you to stop doing that.
Sorry, it's just my sonar's playing up and I was just testing it. You see, what I do is I emit this noise and it bounces off an object, then I detect the sound and I can work out
I know what a bloody sonar is. I am a bat, you know.
Oh, are you? I'm sorry. Oh, right. It's just my eyesight's not very good, you see. I thought you were a pigeon wearing leathers.
Bloody hell.
Now my eyesight's terrible. In fact, you could say I'm as blind as a bat.
Blind as a twat, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, I had a nasty air miss yesterday with a fruit bat. And then what my sonar told me was a nice, juicy little dragonfly turned out to be a bloody great pelican.
Really?
Yeah, I had a bugger of a job trying to swallow that, I can tell you.
Look, would you stop doing that? I'm trying to pick up Radio Moscow.
You can't get long wave, can you?
Oh, I can with these ears, yeah.
Oh, dear, all I can get is a local minicab service.
You should get ears like this, they're very advanced. And let's face it, we bats need very advanced ears because we are very advanced creatures.
Are we?
Oh, yes, very advanced. I mean, did you know that the bat is the only creature in the animal kingdom that doesn't go around upside down?
Look, I know this is going to sound silly, but we are the right way up, aren't we?
Of course we are, why?
Well, it's just I can't help noticing that whenever I go to the toilet, the crap flies upwards and hits me on the head.
Listen, I can prove we're the right way up.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever seen a bat with a runny nose?
True. Head full of mucus, but never runny nose.
I rest my case.
Oh, I'm such a worrier, that's my trouble. Oh, God, I've got interference now.
No, number 4, go right after Texas Home Care. Okay, yeah. Then first left at the Chippy, left again at the big new Sainsbury's, and I think you should be able to spot it on your right.
Minicab firm?
No, Heathrow Air Traffic Control. Oh, that's a nice juicy dragonfly. See you in a minute.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Sonar playing up again then?
Afraid so.
Well, as you may know, the Home Secretary is bringing in tough new legislation to tighten controls on weapons. But some gun enthusiasts feel that their personal liberty is being infringed. Now, Sir Desmond Boyd, you represent the gun lobby. Mm-hmm. What kind of points are you going to be making to the Home Secretary?
Well, Julia, in a nutshell, we don't want to see a clampdown which will prevent us from enjoying guns for their legitimate and recreational purpose.
Yes. Now, there are many different facets to the proposed clampdown, and Gary Toms, you represent the knives lobby. So, what is your position?
We don't want to see a clampdown which would prevent us from using knives for their legitimate and other purpose.
Right, now, Gary, you've brought your knife along tonight.
Yeah.
So, perhaps you could tell us what legitimate and other purpose you use it for.
Carving.
Carving what?
Carving things.
Just carving?
Yeah, mostly carving. Some cutting. And if I want to carve and cut something, I don't see why the government should intervene.
I see. Well, our final guest tonight is Steve. Now, Steve, you represent the long stick with a 4-inch nail in the end.
That's right, yeah.
And you use this for...
Sport.
What sort of sport?
Golf.
Why don't you use a golf club?
Well, using this is more of a challenge. Because you got to try not to sort of get the ball sort of stuck on the end of the nail. It's great fun. I don't see why bureaucrats should take that fun away.
I see. So, how do you all intend to persuade the Home Secretary?
Reasoned argument.
Talking to him.
And failing that, invite him for a nice round of golf.
Cheers, darling.
What is it, darling?
Nothing. It's just the wine's a bit vinegary.
Oh, complain.
No, it's okay.
Oh, go on.
No, it's okay. I don't want to make a fuss. I'm not very good at complaining.
This sounds like a job for... Complainer Man! Dedicated to the protection of citizens everywhere who live in fear of making a fuss.
Oh, complainer man, thank God you're here. His wine is vinegary.
Leave it to me, madam. Waiter! This gentleman's wine is vinegary.
Sorry, Complainer Man.
With my X-ray vision, I can see bottles of wine being stored next to a radiator. Fetch me the manager.
Sure thing, Complainer Man. Mr. Frescobaldi!
Can I help you, sir?
He'll be no match for my super complaining powers.
True. Unless I reveal my true identity, which is...
Bullshit, man!
Yes, Complainer Man. Now we'll see who is the strongest.
This man's wine is vinegary.
Actually, it's not vinegary, but if Sir isn't used to the finer wines, then its subtle taste may in fact appear vinegary.
Oh, my God, he's bullshitting him to death.
Wait a minute. I have here a written complaint.
No, it's okay. He's using his anti-bullshit force field to deflect it.
Oh, they're evenly matched. It's deadlock.
This is a job for... Ombudsman. Now, citizens, let's sit down and weigh up the pros and cons of your respective arguments.
This gentleman's wine is off.
Not off! Vinegary!
Quibble, woman!
What are you doing here?
My super hearing picked up the sounds of a row, so I flew here faster than a speeding train. Well, I mean, when I say speeding...
Look, please. I didn't want to make a fuss. The wine's okay. Honest, it's not off.
Vinegary.
Don't be pedantic, darling.
No, she's being pernickety, I'm being pedantic.
I just hate scenes. Every time there's a scene, I just...
Wait a minute. I should have recognized your cringing supine manner. You're...
That's right! I'm... Coward Man!
Coward Man!
And my faithful sidekick... Ordinary Person Woman!
We've already got 2 C's now. This is getting confusing.
I need a you, because I can't go anywhere without you. Well, you'd be amazed how difficult it is to get out of a sketch sometimes on Who Dares Wins, because we don't have the advantage of a show like, say, Spitting Image, so sometimes we have to play in a bit of film.
What do you mean by that, Jules?
Well, I mean, if we were on Spitting Image, right?
Yeah.
And say I was the Margaret Thatcher puppet, and you were the Douglas Hurd puppet, you know, yeah. And we were in the middle of a sketch that didn't have an ending, you know, then at a suitable climactic moment, I could just sort of do this. And that would provide a definite punctuative...
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, or say you were the Neil Kinnock puppet,
Yeah.
and I was the Margaret Thatcher puppet, and we were in a piece that didn't have an ending, sort of physical full stop. I could just sort of do a bit of, slapstick.
You're not going to headbutt me again, are you?
Oh, no, of course not. I mean, you can overdo headbutting, sure. That would be repetitive. The viewers would come to expect a headbutt,
Right.
Yeah. But not a kosh. That's the joy of slapstick, but unfortunately that kind of anarchic physical humour isn't available to us.
Yeah, it's a pity about that. Yeah.
Look, Jimmy, we agreed not to do this kind of stuff.
What sort of
Well, that's gratuitous physical attacks on old Tone here.
Why not?
Well, because, as you said at the beginning of the show, it incites physical violence. I mean, Tony now, tomorrow morning, will go for a walk in the street and some absolute nutcase will
Yeah, you're right.
You see?
I think Jimmy's got a point.
I have got a point, I have got a point, Tony. Every time you do that to Tony, you give a licence to any psychopath to do that back.
I know.
It's more responsible if you to do
Yes,
that.
I'm really... Look, everybody, I'm very, very sorry. Please, take no notice.
Nobody wants this to happen to them.
Sorry. Has anybody got a plaster?
Thank you. Well, our guest tonight is probably one of the most popular personalities the game of football has ever produced, and certainly one of the most deadly goal scorers. A big hand, please, for Mr. Andy Gray. Great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Rory. After an introduction like that, especially if I'm an Arsenal supporter, it's a pleasure.
Don't mention that, please. Thanks very much. Andy, looking at your distinguished career, it's difficult to pick out any one moment, but one that certainly sticks in my mind is 1976. You were playing for Aston Villa then. A crucial home game against Liverpool.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, because it was 1-1, and it was the 89th minute, and you pick up the ball in midfield, you beat two men, you send Emlyn Hughes the wrong way, you move into the penalty box, you see Clement is off his line, chip the ball over him, come round, and you just tap the ball right slap bang into the back of the stand.
To be fair, Rory, I mean, it must have only been a couple of inches wide.
A couple of inches wide.
It just nicked the defender on the way past.
It nicked the Daily Express photographer on the way. I had 100 quid on Villa to win that game. Thank you.
Listen, if you remember the game,
yeah,
it was a bad day. The pitch was churned up. Just as I hit it, the ball bubbled.
The ball bubbled? Your artificial leg bubbled, I think. Andy admitted it was a sitter.
It wasn't a sitter. Oh. Emlyn Hughes was breathing down my neck.
Listen, Emlyn Hughes was 10 yards away. It'd have taken him 3 days to cover that distance. Go on. I'll show you what happened. Listen, the clipboard is the goal, right? Ray Clements is the jug. The ashtray can... Oh, you're drinking Phil Thompson. Careful. Forget it. I'll tell you what we'll do. Look, does anyone in the audience happen to have a football? Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. Now, what I'll do... Right, now, Andy, come here. I'll show you. Now, we need some goalposts. Are there any long, thin, wooden people in the audience? Anthony Andrews in the audience? Jeremy Irons? Anyone like... No? OK, you two will do. You come and be our goalpost, right? You stand there. Get along, face inward. Make yourself all thin. That's right. Thin and wooden, that's right. Now, someone from props will come and paint you white and nail the crossbar to your head, all right. Tony?
Yeah?
Tony, now, you've got poor eyesight and you're unpopular, so you be the referee, all right?
OK.
Nice referee, Tony Robinson. Quite right. Jim.
Yeah.
You be Emlyn Hughes.
Oh, bollocks.
What?
Tony, what are you doing?
I'm taking his name for foul language.
Oh, for God's sake, stop!
Jimmy, forget him. You just go and be Emlyn Hughes over there. All right. Right, now we need a goalkeeper.
He's done brilliant. The boy's got out there. He's done brilliant.
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Emlyn Hughes.
But just shut up and stay in position, all right?
OK.
We need a goalkeeper. Julia, you've got a silly haircut. You be Ray Clements, all right?
Shake your hand, Mr. Gray, and say how much I admire all your work, all those plays you've written. I mean, you don't actually... women as men, but they're so funny.
Julia, what are you talking about?
Simon Gray, he's a great playwright.
Get in goal. Yeah, shut up, Emlyn. Thank you. Just get in goal. All right. Now, are we all right now? Right, Andy, come here, right? Now, I'll be Phil Neal, because I'm useless.
That looks about right. That looks about right.
Yeah, OK.
That looks
now,
about right, yeah.
This is a football. Have you seen one of these before?
I vaguely remember.
Yeah, I asked because I know you're a West Brom player. I just everybody in position. Emily Hughes, Ray Clements, Phil Neal, referee.
Right.
Okay, here we go, Andy. Go! Now, why couldn't you do that in 1976?
There's a key word you've missed out.
What?
Pressure.
Pressure.
1976, match of the day.
Yeah.
BBC.
Right.
There must have been, I think, about 7 million people watching that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Who dares wins? Channel 4. 27, 28 people watching.
Before he goes off for his early bath, a big hand, please, for Andy Open Goal Gray.
Well, can I just say that as head of Channel 4 Drama, Barry, we are thrilled and honoured to have the new Barry Bridges play.
Yeah.
Certainly.
It's brilliant.
Thank you.
It's marvellous. And we want to do it.
Yes.
Well, great.
Of course, there are one or two little quibbles we have.
Tiny things.
They're bound to be. I mean, it's not written in stone. I mean, I don't mind making a few changes.
Sure.
We're a little bit worried about the role of Vincent.
Vincent, yeah, well, he's very much a subsidiary character
Sure.
in the play.
Is he married at all?
No.
No. But presumably he has a girlfriend.
No, actually, I thought of him as homosexual.
Yes.
Something wrong?
No. I mean, not in principle, Barry, no, but on, I think it's page 50,
Yeah.
you have him winning the pool.
Yeah, well, it's really very small amount, 40 quid.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's a dangerously positive view of homosexuality.
Yes.
Come out of the closet and hit the jackpot.
Yes.
Well, his winning the pools has got nothing to do with his being homosexual.
Well, with due respect, you don't make that very clear, do you, Barry? I mean, my reading of it is homosexuals are lucky.
Yes, and remember, there will be school children watching.
That's a very good point.
But look, for God's sake, Barry, I mean, you're the wordsmith. You're the genius. And far be it from us to tell you your job.
Far be it.
But on page 22, there's a speech where Liz describes her homosexual friend Vincent to her lover Stephen.
It's that page there with the blue line through it.
Now, look, I'll just read you back what you wrote and we'll just chew it around, okay? Liz says, I do love Vincent, you know. He's so warm. He's so positive. He's got it all worked out, too. His job, his sexuality, his life.
It's a bit kind of woolly, doesn't it?
Doesn't come off the page.
No.
Now, look, we've just tightened it a little tiny bit.
A gnat.
And, well, we'll just float it by you. I do loathe Vincent, you know. He's such a dreadful old bender. Hanging's too good for him. I think... That's it. For me.
It keeps the piquancy of the original.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Look, wait a minute. I mean, homosexuality isn't a disease, you know.
Oh, what a beautiful line. You've got to use that line in the play.
Yeah.
You just need to tweak it up a little bit to bring out its context. Something like, look, wait a minute. Homosexuality is a disease, you know.
That's it, yeah. Thank you.
Sort of.
And later tonight on Channel 4 at 11:50, you can see Pro Celebrity Sumo Wrestling. Tonight, Yakimoto Ayakuri and Patrick Moore versus Tojo Kagemushi and Sue Lawley. And at 12:20, you can see the new play by Barry Bridges, The Lovers, about a couple, Liz and Stephen, who fall in love when they meet at the funeral of their friend Vincent, who, riddled with disease and depressed by his own homosexual depravity, has thrown himself into a threshing machine.
We've had enough! We're furious! We're mad enough to shout! In fact, we're so incensed and mad that one day we'll find out exactly what we're bitter at! I'm around, the rule book gets ignored. I'm so mad that I'm not even properly insured. I didn't wear a life jacket on the Norfolk Broad.
The Angry Boys, the new rock subversives, reviled by the press, loved by their fans.
Yeah, the songs come out of anger. I mean, the next single we wrote that out of real anger. It's called Damn Damn My Helicopter's Broken.
All your songs?
Yeah, sure they are. Yeah, this song's for you, President.
Now, pay later, better dead than square. We even undertip waiters. Hey, we just don't care. We're rude to Mater and to Pater. And we ruddy swear.
People don't like us. That's tough. I guess we're living pretty close to the edge.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. No, you're all right. I'm terribly sorry. You're not going to sue, are you? And then we say the F-word. F-word.
Yeah, I'm a bit older. I've been in other bands, but basically I was brought in to give the band shape and to give the band balance and to play all the instruments. But I'm really quite angry as well.
Yeah, but not as angry as me. Hey!
Just how long can this phenomenon of teenage rebellion last? And is it an early symptom of some deeper social revolution? Only time will tell.
Has anyone got any Germaline?
And then we say the F-word, right out loud, the F-word.
Perhaps not on TV.
The F-word.
But maybe now.
The F-word.
Well, pretty soon.
The F-word.
Any day now.
The F-word, the F-word, yeah, the F-word. Oh, fudge.
Right, Wang Wang, me old mate. I'm off. Now, don't start crying again. Look, I've told you. I'm just going over to Mexico, getting their female panda up the stick, and then I'm going to come straight back.
I'll miss you, Terry.
And I'll miss you too, Wang Wang. Yeah, before I go, I just want to apologise for all the awful things I've done to you over the years. I mean, I'm really sorry about the time I got a bit angry in the cage and slashed your tyre.
It doesn't matter.
And I'm really sorry about the time I urinated over your bamboo shoots, so I'm so sorry about that.
Forget it.
But most of all, I'm really sorry about the time you fell asleep and I painted you brown, then shoved you into the grizzly bear enclosure. I'm really sorry about that. I really am.
It doesn't matter. I can see the funny side now.
Well, you're a gent. Right, I'm off, Wang Wang.
Hey, give her one for me, eh?
I'll give her several, mate. Cheers.
Oh, and Terry.
What?
I got you these.
Thanks a lot.
You can't be too careful nowadays.
You're right. Oh, extra large. Thanks.
School children from a town near the nuclear power station of Chernobyl today planted a young tree in memory of those who died in the disaster of 2 years ago. It was an immensely moving ceremony, said Mr. Sobolnikov, one of the school's two heads.
Escape from Umlaut 13, the story so far. After their vaulting horse vaulted over the fence and headed for Switzerland, the escape committee at Umlaut 13 meet to revise their plan.
Right, now how about a quick update on all escape plans already in progress? Thomas.
Thanks very much, sir. Well, as you know, we've started 3 tunnels to put the Germans off the scent. Now, the tunnels are called Tom, Dick, and Harry. The idea being that if Jerry finds Tom, we start on Dick, and if Jerry finds Dick, we start on Harry.
Well, has Jerry found Tom?
No, Jerry's found Nigel. Friend of Harry's, apparently.
I see. Anything else, Smith?
Well, Mad Wass has come up with this ingenious plan, sir.
What's that?
Well, he told Jerry on the gate that he was going into town to pick up some fags.
So what happened?
Well, amazing. Jerry let him go.
Good. So Mad Wass is on his way back to England?
No, sir. He came back half an hour later with 20 woodbines.
Colonel Groves was determined to escape. He'd been in Camp Umlaut for 3 long years and desperately missed his home. His wife, Maureen, his 5-year-old son, Harold, and his 2-month-old daughter, Louise.
Well, while the prisoners of war fool the entire Gestapo with the tailor's dummy and dispose of huge amounts of sand down the inside of their trousers, we thought we'd look ahead to some of the forthcoming film releases. Phil, you went to a preview yesterday, didn't you?
Yep.
What was the film?
Well, following the success of films like The Untouchables and Dragnet, this is the latest film to be based on a 1950s TV series.
Really? What's it called?
Noddy the Movie. Marvellous story of Noddy the toy and his friends Big Ears and Mr. Plod, who live in Toy Town with all the little pixies, elves and goblins.
Yes, it's a bit of a departure for Ingmar Bergman, isn't it? Mind you, I've heard that Bertolucci is doing a 12-hour version of Bill and Ben and the Flower Pot Men.
That's right, with Meryl Streep as Little Weed, yeah.
That's right. It's quite a change for Meryl because she's never played a pot plant before, has she?
Apart from Out of Africa, no.
Oh, that's right. I understand to get into the part, she spent the last 6 months with her feet standing in a Fison's grow bag.
Yeah, she's such a perfectionist, that one.
Anyway, next week we're going to be reviewing the sequel to the film The Unbearable Lightness of Being, which is called The Unspeakable Longness of Watching.
Meanwhile, at the door of a hut.
Hiya, Fritz. How you doing?
Sergeant Mallenberg, I'm not supposed to talk to the prisoners.
Oh, come on. It's our countries are at war. We're not. Cigarette?
I'm not supposed to, no.
Go on, don't be silly. Take it. Hey. And there's plenty more where they came from. I just remembered I got some silk stockings. I was gonna give them to my girl back home, but I guess I may never see her again. You may as well have them for your girl.
That is very kind of you, Sergeant, but I'm afraid I do not have a girl at the moment.
You're kidding. Nice-looking guy like you? Here, have this one.
UFOs, Yetis, the Loch Ness Monster, the Marie Celeste, the great eternal mysteries of our time. But perhaps the greatest mystery of them all is why were the German prison of war camp guards so stupid? Not only stupid, but intermittently deaf.
Oi, Fritz!
And on the odd occasions when they did hear something, psst, psst, they invariably thought it was coming from the opposite direction. Really stupid. Let's hope we get the Germans again in the next war.
The human eye, one of nature's miracles. Weighing under an ounce and measuring no more than an inch in diameter, it can nevertheless withstand the roughest treatment. It works in dark conditions. It works in bright conditions. It can withstand strong winds, acrid smoke, and even sad movies. But give it a poke with a sharp stick, and it's a different story. The human eye. Not as clever as it thinks.
Meanwhile, back at Umlaut 13, we join cheeky Cockney Corporal Davis with Captain Richardson, who's about to say, "For God's sake, where the hell's Williams?"
For God's sake, where the hell is Williams?
He's still putting the black camouflage on, sir.
Sorry to keep you, chaps.
Look, we're way behind schedule. Let's move.
Just a minute. If I don't ever see you again, Kevin, best of luck. And you, Terry, it's been great knowing you.
Listen, we're bound to meet up again in England, don't worry.
Yes, don't you worry. We'll soon be supping ale in an English pub.
Yeah.
If something does happen, and we do get split up, can I ask you to do one thing?
Of course.
Can you give me your address?
Oh, for God's sake.
Just to keep in touch.
Well, it's, 13.
Oh, hang on. Just get my address book out.
God's
Oh, Richardson, the R page is all full. I'll have to put you out a K for Kevin.
It's fine.
Look, can we get a move on?
Right, have you got a pen?
Yes, I've got a pen here. The pen.
Right, 30.
13.
13.
1-3. Charlton Road.
Oh, it's hopeless. I can't see anything in this light. Oh, that's better. Thanks, chaps.
Well, see you in the White Horse, old chap.
Yeah, hey, line me up a scotch.
Papier, s'il vous plaît. Je vois que vous êtes belge.
Oui, monsieur.
Un homme d'affaires.
Oui, c'est ça.
Vos papiers sont bien. Allez-y.
Merci.
Papier, s'il vous plaît.
Et voilà.
Un professeur.
Ah oui, de la chimie.
La chimie, hein?
Oui.
Tout va bien.
Merci.
Embarquez. And good luck, matey.
Cheers, pal, we're gonna need it. Oh! Kevin, they've got me, but you go on ahead as well. Yeah. That was a bit sneaky, wasn't it? Sorry, Kevin. Oh, sorry, I've never seen this man before. He's a Belgian dentist called Marcel Dupont. Sorry, Kevin.
You are under arrest.
Yes, all right. Oh, just let me just one second, please. Could I just have 1 second? What did you just say to him?
Oh, I said cheers. He wished me luck, and I said cheers.
He wished you luck in English.
Yeah.
And you replied to him in English.
Yeah.
The German man, the German person here with the gun.
Yeah.
Could I just borrow that for a second, please? Could I? You know, I should have done this back at the roadblock when you asked how Millwall had got on.